Hello and welcome to Dingoes Ate My Podcast. I'm Paul.
And I'm Dave.
And this week we'll be discussing the episode Habeas Corpses. This episode originally aired January 15th, 2003, attracting approximately 4.01 million viewers. Alrighty, so we're starting off 2003. Let's talk about some video games that came out this year. So, January 3rd, if you had a GameCube or a Game Boy Advance, you could pick up Super Bubble Pop, which is a game I'm not familiar with.
Went with the traditional old series of Bubble Pop, connecting all the things together like Tetris, only instead of pushing them down, you shoot them up.
Okay, I've never played this. On the 7th, if you had a Game Boy Advance, you could pick up Crash Bandicoot 2 Entranced.
Oh no, it was that.
It's not Crash Bandicoot 2, it's Crash Bandicoot 2.
It's
like the Game Boy Advance Crash Bandicoot 2.
Modern Crash Bandicoot, which is kind of
January 11th, if you had a PS2, you could pick up Dynasty Warriors 3 Extreme Legends.
Yes, because that was the thing.
Apparently it was. January 12th, if you had an Xbox, you could pick up Panzer Dragoon Orta, which I have never played.
It's there, kind of plain shootery, but still just...
I'm familiar with, like, Panzer Dragoon. I've just never played any of the games. Like,
Yeah.
I'm always like, that looks interesting, but I've never played it. January 14th, oh my god, on PC, a game I still play to this day, SimCity 4.
Yes.
January 19th, if you had a PS2, you could pick up The Getaway. You know, okay, The Getaway was kind of like, I forget who made it, but it was basically like, they're like, oh, we're going to make like, very much like they wanted to make like their own GTA. But I will say that at least it's not like a carbon copy. Like it's set in the UK and it has like a very different feel and stuff. It is very, like, it's patterned after GTA, but it's like one of the better GTA clones. Even though the game isn't perfect. It's got some funkiness in it. And finally, on January 20th, if you had a PS2 or Xbox, you could pick up Battle Engine Aquila. I don't know what this is. Aquila. It looks like some kind of mech game. I'm assuming it was probably big in Japan and didn't do much over here. Alrighty. So, number one film in America this week, Dave. Any ideas?
Again, with the time, just going from there. I figured that it would maybe be the Harry Potter series, because I'm not exactly sure what at the start of the year would supposedly be able to top it, aside from supposed Oscar nominees that wanted to get in on that action.
So I'm going to quickly go over the other movies that were number one since the last episode aired, just to kind of go through that. So the last one we had was Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Yes.
We then had Die Another Day,
Oh, yeah.
which is a kind of meh Bond film. We then went back to Chamber of Secrets, and then back to Die Another Day. And then we had Made in Manhattan, which is a film I've never seen. And then we went to The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers.
No, it's understandable.
Now, where we are currently, the number one film in America this weekend would be Kangaroo Jack. A film that, try as I might, I still do not believe exists.
Like, on the one hand, like, not even that. I just know that that movie exists, but the fact that it was flipping number one at some point, again, the only one thing that is somewhat of a saving grace that it was around January, and there's not too much that kind of releases in January, so I can understand that it can kind of sit up at the top, but yeah, it's hopefully not going to sit up that long.
Now, in all fairness, it is number one at the box office, but it is number one bringing in $16.58 million. This was a very soft January at the box office, apparently.
Yes.
Everybody had spent their money seeing Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings, and they were not going to see this. And they were not going back to the theater for a while, because I'm just saying there wasn't a whole lot of reasons looking at what was number one. Let us quickly move on to music. Now, number one song in America this week, since we left, it was Always Lose Yourself for all of those weeks. What do you think it is for this week?
Is it still gonna be Lose Yourself?
It's still Lose Yourself by Eminem. That song was exceptionally popular. Alrighty.
I'm almost wondering whether or not that would kind of be placed up against the couple particular songs that have lasted that long.
It's not going to be like one of the like longest number ones, because you have to remember like there were songs like in like the 70s and 80s I think that went for like a long time. Now this, in all fairness, I think, let me just pull up the article here, but I think it's like 14 weeks or something. I know it's the only hip hop song to ever win a Oscar. Yeah, I don't know how many weeks it was number one, but it was number one for quite a long time. And it is kind of, you know, the Eminem song that everybody knows. It is. I mean, anyway, let us move on to the episode. So, as members of Angel Investigations reassemble at the hotel offices after their fight with the Beast, Angel tries to contain his rage after seeing Cordelia and Connor in bed. Meanwhile, Fred and Gunn reconcile, and Wesley finally decides to break off his passionate but loveless fling with Lila. But events change when Connor pays a visit to Wolfram and Hart, where the indestructible Beast also visits and attacks, killing most of the staff, including Gavin. Oh, pour one out for Gavin.
Yeah, kind of a case that he died.
Yeah, but it's I love that actor, so I'm always like, no, why do you have to bring him back just to kill him? Anyway, Lila manages to escape with a little of Wesley's help while he leads Angel, Connor, and Fred into the lockdown offices to find Connor, which gets worse when all the victims of the Beast become reanimated zombies out to kill.
Oh, there you go. At least he's not completely out of the story. He's just a zombie.
Yeah. Okay, so the Angel Investigations team discusses the ways to escape the Wolfram and Hart. What the fuck? Fuck you.
Silly thing.
Discusses the ways to escape the Wolfram and Hart building. Angel tells them about the White Room and has Fred override the automatic shutdown of the elevators. After a couple of failed attempts, Angel manages to remember the code, and they all transported to the White Room, only to find that they are too late. The Beast is already there, draining the energy from the little girl, who acts as a conduit to the senior partners. Angel asks how to get out. She is able to tell them that the answer is among you, as the Beast leaves her and starts to advance on the Angel Investigations team. The little girl transports them all back to the hotel before she dies. In Angel's office, as Cordelia tells him of her relief that everyone is okay, Angel reveals that he knows that she and Connor slept together and orders her to take her new boyfriend and leave. Alrighty, so what do we think of this episode?
Boy. Just case of there's some reconciliation with things. Wesley's back, which is definitely nice, but still a case of Angel is hurting. And just a case that, oh god, this demon and whatnot is doing his thing. You know, man, all those dead people of Wolfram and Hart. Like on the one hand, Wolfram and Hart, but on the other, just oh man.
All I'm gonna say, Dave, it's gonna get worse before it gets better.
Yeah, it's understandable. Like, the little girl in the White Room was nice enough to be like, yeah, let's not all have you die in this White Room. I've already been enough. And got him out of there. But still a case of, oh man, she did.
She is. And, yeah, I can't spoil, but we're going to get a character from Buffy who's going to pop up at some point.
Oh, joy.
And this might give it away, but I don't really care. It's my favorite character.
I was going to make a mild joke being like, I said, oh, Joy. It's like, wait, Joy, that's a character from Buffy, but it's a case of, that would be a bad thing if she showed up.
You mean Joyce? There was no character named Joy.
Oh,
Joyce was Buffy's mom.
Oh, okay.
But she did.
No, I might be getting that confused with a different show. Because they have the thing from there.
You are. You're not thinking of Faith, are you?
No. Who was that one particular villain that they all got into and Willow
Glory.
had one hell of a fight with?
Do you mean Glory?
That was it.
Okay. Yeah, Glory was a god. Anyway, For international titles for this, in German, it is The White Room, which is a pretty good one, I think. And in French, it is The Trap. They're not great. They're not great this week. Alrighty, now if there's nothing else about this episode, next week we'll be discussing Long Day's Journey. When the gang learns that the answer to stopping the beast is among them, everyone suspects Connor, until Cordelia begins to receive visions from the powers that be. Meanwhile, Angel and Gwen discover that the beast is preparing a device that will blot out the sun permanently and turn the world into a demon playground.
You know, just typical day of the week for when all the demons and whatnot are working on stuff.
Also, Gwen's gonna come back.
Hooray!
Do you remember who Gwen is?
Vaguely.
She's the one with the electricity powers.
Ah, yes.
Yes, so that will be a good time, and I'm sure that nothing terrible is going to happen this season that is going to necessitate, maybe the nuclear option, as it would be.
Ah, okay. Because there was that one option within Buffy. It was just like, oh, we got this demon that can't be defeated with natural weapons. Have you met the vessel launcher?
No, it is not something that simple. It is something that will involve magic and a large risk. But that is all I'm going to tell you because I don't want to give away too much.
Yeah.
Because, is stuff going to get good and going to get dark. So, until next time, I'm Paul.
And I'm Dave.